Hey everyone, Rutledge from TechRaptor coming at you with the State of TechRaptor May 2016 edition. I'm pretty late on this one, and I want to apologize. It is June 27th, and I'm just now filming this. Indie PopCon, E3, some wedding stuff, my June was pretty crazy. So, crazy behind, trying to play catch up, wanted to make sure I got this video done. So there's three things that I want to cover for the May video. First of which is OpenCritic, the second which is censored gaming, and the third of which is sponsored posts and the one that we removed. So the first one, OpenCritic, is something that we've been working towards for a long time. So when we reached out to OpenCritic and said, hey, can you double check our stats, where are we at, and how much more do we need to grow to be able to join the site? They're like, actually, you guys are good to join. We were slightly confused for a moment, and then very excited. So it's one of those things that we work very hard to write our reviews and our content and everything. So when a site like OpenCritic or Metacritic accepts you and says, hey, we're going to aggregate all your reviews and more people are going to see your stuff, it's a really cool feeling. I think Alex was probably more excited than everybody else. Well, maybe Alex and Sam, since Sam is probably, I've given him the title of shit games reviewer because he likes to find the games that look probably the worst and say, hey, can I review this? And we're like, I mean, if you want to. So he was super excited to be on OpenCritic, and he's super excited to be the first person to review certain games and have different scores than everybody else. And our guys are really taking to OpenCritic in a different way. It's kind of funny to say, hey, my review has a 7, everybody else's has this score. And then they try and analyze, what's different about my review than everybody else's, and it's one of those things that you're really thinking through your work a little bit more too. So it's a pretty cool feeling getting on OpenCritic, and we've been working towards Metacritic as well, but they haven't been responding to my emails, so I'm not particularly sure if we're going to get on OpenCritic, or not OpenCritic, Metacritic, sorry, which, it is what it is. We haven't been on there for, it's 2016, 3.5 years. It is what it is. OpenCritic is a huge step forward for us. We're crazy excited about it. It's an awesome feeling being able to click on your page and say, hey, those are all our reviews. Or one of your staff being able to click on their page and going, hey, there's all my reviews, and then linking it to friends and saying, hey, check out all my reviews. People are saying, oh yeah, this is a good review. And stuff like that. It's definitely a really nice way to do things. Some of the features we want to roll out as we develop a new site, they're not similar to OpenCritic, but they'll probably supplement what OpenCritic does. So you'll kind of get a double whammy between the two of them. So it's great. We're moving forward. Our numbers are going up. People are following us more and more. We're doing great things, and we're in a great place. So I'm definitely excited to keep sharing more and more with you month after month. It's a good ride. It's a lot of work, but it's it's moments like getting on OpenCritic and things like that we're doing good stuff. It's an affirmation, I guess you could say. So I want to thank everybody who supports us. Obviously, if you guys don't read TechRaptor, there's no way we would have ended up on OpenCritic. So please keep reading our stuff, sharing our reviews, and all that good stuff. You're the reason we keep doing it, and we're not going to stop. So the second one is censored gaming. So you may have noticed that we cover a lot more censorship news lately, mostly in relation to gaming. So you probably saw like the Fire Emblem Fates and Tokyo Mirage Sessions and a lot of that stuff. we brought on a new partner. They run a YouTube channel called Censored Gaming, and they do a lot of content around censorship in gaming, comparing the differences, saying, you know, this is how it was in Japan, this is how it is in the West. So they reached out to us and said, hey, we want to write content for your site. Will you work with us? And, you know, I said, I'm definitely interested in a partnership. And so, you know, we worked out the details. And so essentially what's happening is Censorship Gaming is working with us to create regular news around censorship in gaming, and in exchange we're sharing that content, and they've got an author bio on our site, and within those articles they can link to their own YouTube channel, which I'll also put in the description below, and they can you know, put their own videos in the articles, all that stuff. And it's a really great relationship that we've got going that allows them to pump out things about censorship in gaming that they don't necessarily have time to do a video for, but that in the written form is a lot faster and easier to get out to people as news. So it's a win-win for readers, it's a win-win for both content creators. And so far everybody's loving the content, and you know, I'm really glad to have them as a part of the, I guess you could call, TechRaptor family. So we're looking for other partners who are willing to do similar work with us. So if you run a YouTube channel that is doing unique content that you feel is similar to what we're doing with Censored Gaming, where you feel you can write articles and you know, plug your videos to supplement those articles, please feel free to reach out to me, rutledge@techraptor.net. I'd love to talk with you about building our bases together and you know, moving forward for the future. So the last thing I want to talk about has been, let's call it a thorn in my side, and that is the topic of sponsored posts. So I'm going to link our ethics policy right here on sponsored posts, and kind of, if you want to read a little bit more about exactly how we go about doing things, go for it. Essentially, what I want to talk about is we recently pulled a sponsored post because they went back on their word. The thing about sponsored posts is, until you're paid, it is a kind of a word by word of mouth agreement. There's no contract, any of that stuff. It's, you know, do you agree to my terms? Do you agree to my terms? Okay, once the post is up, we're going to pay you. So the frustrating thing is, a lot of the people that buy sponsored posts or try to buy sponsored posts from us, they don't listen to what I want. And I'm very clear with that. So every email that, hey, we want to buy a sponsored post, I have a canned statement that says, here's how we do it, here's how much we want to charge, and we're willing to work with people on charges depending on, you know, content, all that stuff. It all depends on various factors. But people don't listen. What it comes down to is, I say I don't want casino links or casino content. People respond with casino links and casino content. I say that we're going to disclose. People fight with me for 10 to 15 emails about the fact that they don't want to disclose. They want the sponsored user to be their poster, and that they don't want any of it to be disclosed on social media. I'm very clear about this from the get-go, and yet I have this fight almost every single time. So we came to an agreement with a sponsored post. It's a third party essentially doing things for another company. It's how it always works. So before people start saying, well, we need to go after this company, what it is company hires PR firm to get articles on sites. PR firm goes to these sites to get these articles and tries to circumvent the process, all that stuff. So you've got a lot of shady PR firms essentially, and I'm not going to name and shame. That is counterproductive to the Society of Professional Journalists tenets, minimize harm, all that good stuff. It's not going to happen. I don't divulge names or addresses, any of that stuff. It's not going to happen. So, we came to an agreement. I'd worked with these people before. They actually had bought with one through us before. Everything went fine there. They knew everything. I reiterated everything. Once the post was up, they decided that they didn't want the disclosure, and that they weren't going to pay us. So, pulled the post, and they said they're going to put us on a particular list of sites that disclose. Is what it is. The thing that sucks is it's lost revenue. It's lost money that could go towards things like equipment, towards things like ads, staff, paying staff to do more. It sucks. It definitely sucks. It was money that could have been well used. It is what it is. I'm not particularly worried about it. We're a site that focuses on being clear and transparent with our readers, and by doing what some of these people want, we would not have been clear and transparent with our readers. So, yeah, that's where we're at. I am willing to pull a sponsored post when this happens. I am willing to fight with somebody for usually a limited number of emails before I say, all right, I'm not working with you. All because I want the best quality content on our site. Before any post is ever put up on TechRaptor, we put it through our editorial staff, make sure that extra facts and things like that are edited in to make sure that it's interesting and something that you'd actually want to read versus some sort of a boring PR article. So, it is what it is. We pulled the post. We stuck to our guns and to who we are, and I don't regret that. But we're moving forward. June has been a huge month. Huge. We have done a lot this month. So I can't wait to talk about that on Friday. But that's pretty much it for May. May was pretty quiet. Our numbers did go up. We didn't have a whole lot of events or anything going on too much. The main focus was on preparing for E3. We started our pre-con prep, started to get staff together, put our processes in place for E3, so that we could beat last year's number of articles posted, which last year was 193 for the month of June. For all E3 content. That includes news from E3, pre-E3 coverage, post-E3 coverage, and interviews and previews from the floor. I think we've beat that this month. I'll have final numbers in the next video. Very excited to share. So stay tuned to our channel for next month's video, June 2016, and I'll see you then.